Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals in the Premier League so you can either learn something to become a better coach or a player, and I use my over 20 plus years coaching experience to give you that insight. Unfortunately, over the last week or so, it seems to be we're just talking about VAR and bad referees. We've got more bad refereeing decisions in this game where they're making up the rules. Not only are they making up the rules, the commentators are also helping them and lying about them as well. But we don't have that straight away. I need to be doing my predictions. I think Brighton aren't going to be a top 4 team, and this game is a classic example why. If you want to go back and look at my why Arsenal aren't going to win the league video, it's the exact same reason. It hasn't happened to Arsenal yet. I predict this type of thing will happen to Arsenal, but it'll be after Christmas. After the Christmas, I mean, God, just go look at how many games there are in the Premier League in December. And then you've got the Champions League. Arsenal are going to be at that point where they're going to have a result like this. They're not going to lose 6-1, but it's going to be a freak result. They're going to lose, say, it might be, say, 3-1 or to a team that they should never have, never have lost to. Villa's quite a good team, though. They're okay. They're going to be sort of not fighting for the top 4, but definitely fighting for the top 6, I'd say. And the reason why I say this result's all over the place is because Brighton are now playing 2 games a week and they don't have the squad for it. And that's where this impact has happened. And you can clearly see it where they've done a couple of rotations and the players they're bringing on aren't anywhere near good enough. Now, compound and think about everything that's happened to Brighton. They've lost a couple of their best players. Okay, cool. Now they're going to bring into their world class as their B team. Okay, cool. Now their B team's their starters and they can handle people and beat people with their full A team, which is kind of last year's B team. But now when they get rid of those and they're relying on their real C team because they've got midweek games and all sorts, results like this happen, and that's what's going to happen to Arsenal and other teams as the season progresses, which I've already predicted. Let's have a look at this first goal as we move it forward. A little bit of good movement here. I quite like the way that Villa are set up. Villa are quite a tasty little team to watch because they threaten in behind. And any team that threatens the defenders in behind and doesn't look to try to press you all the time, when they get the ball, just release it and just try to beat you with pace, they're a problem. And this team here, they're going to be a problem. As we pass it through, though, watch what happens. Defender's kind of lacklustre. He doesn't really realise he's going. Now, here's the trick. If you were good at the football, this player here wouldn't be trying to step up and play offsides. He would immediately be running here. He would immediately be going here. Let's see how quick it takes him to react. Dump, 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 dump. See that little 2 shuffles there? He doesn't understand the situation. He doesn't understand that there's a gap there, which he can see all day long. And this guy's only got 1 pass on. And the reason why he can see this is because this player's what I call been activated. So as we start here, this player goes in motion. Right? As soon as this player goes in motion, bosh, he goes in motion. You as a defender know that this guy's screwed because he's too slow. Well, he's not too slow. This guy's got 2 yards on him. Sorry, he's got 2 yards on him. So you need to start coming to cover that space. 1 of 2 things will happen. If he does pass the ball into this gap here, you can cut it off. Or the second thing is this guy doesn't pass the ball there. And that's what you kind of want to happen. Doesn't react, doesn't move, and off we go. Now, he does beat him there, but this guy does what I was yelling about Rashford in one of my other videos, why Rashford's such a bad footballer. This guy gets out wide, and all he tries to do is put it across that 6-yard box, and he does it. He goes, go on, mate, tap that in, does it, and he taps it in. Simple goal. All just because a little space opened up, the central defender didn't really realise it, and cover for his left back there, just because his left back got caught up a little bit. Well, let's get on to the next goal. Here we go. This starts from them trying to play the ball out of the back. Well, not really out the back, but into midfield. Sloppy pass. Now, there's a couple of takes on this. We used to yell. There's a couple of us used to yell at some other players on our team because they just weren't good enough. And we would ask for the ball when we've got a player marking us, right? And we go, well, we're good enough. We don't care. Just give me the ball to my feet and it doesn't matter. Yeah, but you're being marked. I'm not. I want him there because I'm going to spin him. I'm going to turn him. I want him where he is. You just don't understand. Pass it in with me at pace and I can do him. He doesn't pass the ball in with pace. It's kind of low. The guy, first touch is off. Terrible. He doesn't really know what he's doing. And all of a sudden, you've created what's called a pressure pocket. They don't talk about this on TV because they don't know what the hell they're talking about. So what the pressure pocket is you've got 2 people and you've got 3 on the outside. Or 4. Numbers don't really matter. But basically, you've got them inside of here. So the ball gets passed in and you've pressed perfectly. So you keep the ball inside of this zone in this area so the ball can't get out. And that's what they've done here. Bomph. Done it. And they call him on and off they go. Bomb. And away they go. As they start pushing forward, though, this is what I kind of like is the pace. As they, when they go forward, when someone makes a mistake like that, they create a pressure pocket. Guy has a bad touch, pings it off, and they're off to the races. Villa are quite decent with that. Unai Emery's doing a decent job with them. I mean, he's doing, from what resources he's got, he's doing a good job. This is the interesting key part here, what I like. Brighton don't have enough players back. But also, watch what the striker does. This is something that Chelsea's missing. A striker. Dumpf cuts inside here. He thinks he's going for the top corner. I'm assuming he's going over here for a worldie, and he hasn't. He's put it into the bottom corner. That's a really, really quality cultured finish there. Everybody thinks he's going to go and smash it. Keeper's waiting for him to go and do one of those, curls from the behind when we see it go into the top corner. No, he puts it straight into the bottom corner and catches everybody off. And they all know they're done. Now, here's the other interesting thing. Me as a coach, if I'm coaching Brighton and that player's made that horrific touch because they've created that little bit of pressure pocket in the midfield and it's bounced away, I wouldn't care. I'd say, boys, keep doing it. We're going to concede. I'd probably give us 4 goals a season because we're trying to pass the ball and do the proper things. But we're going to score 15 because we are. And we're okay with that. Keep going, boys. Doesn't matter. That's exactly what I'll be telling them. Let's get on to the next goal. Oh, my apologies, boys and girls. This goal was called offside because this guy is clearly interfering with a goalkeeper. Unless you're one of those other teams that this week when the same play happened, they didn't call it. Well, they did in this game. But don't worry, because there's a couple of offside decisions in this one and I just got confused in the goals. Same analysis, same things, but this is offside. Let's get on to the next goal. This is a goal of what I think is called trying too hard. Brighton are trying too hard here. Their shape is terrible. There's no sort of consistency of what they're trying to do here. Don't know what these two... They're just in each other's way here. The ball's played out wide. Not much danger, but all of a sudden, this guy has sprinted towards the player and made him make a decision. He's cut it back in. Great job, great job. But now, look at how quick all these Brighton players sprint and panic. Watch the chaos that ensues. Watch it real time. Boom. Chaos, 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 chaos. 3 people are now crowding one guy. All of a sudden, he gets the ball. More chaos, chaos, smash. Look at where all the Brighton players are. They are now just because of complete and utter chaos. And the problem is, when you've created that, my rules of 3, which you calls, that happens. Just because everyone's panicking, running around like headless chickens, no one's composed and organised, and you end up conceding yourself an own goal just because you're running around panicking. That is just caused by sheer and utter panic. Let's get on to the next goal. Oh, here we go. This is the offside goal I'm thinking about. So this is the new rule that they're making up this week in the Premier League that doesn't exist in any literature that I've ever looked for everywhere. Because I searched for it for a good 2 hours. Used a bit of ChatGTP to do a bit of a rundown for me. That couldn't find anything and thought I was mad for asking this rule, to be honest. Let's have a little look as we go forward here. Bonf slid off the field. Okay, all right, he's gone. Bit more of a cluster. Remember that panic goal that I was talking about? This is a very sort of similar affair where everyone's panicking and it falls to him and he smashes it in the goal. He's completely and utterly offside. And I'll show you why. Okay, so the ball's been played back. Here we are. The ball's been played back from this wee man here. And it's been knocked back into this zone. And as you move it forward, he's miles offside. And he smashes it in the goal. Now, what they claim with VAR is that the guy off the field counts as on the field. So this guy here, they say he counts as on the field. Except for there's no literature in anything in the world that says if somebody is off the field, they're counted as being on the line. No, they're not. They're off the field. Because if they were on the line, they're on the field, and you'd have to stop them. So one of the main classic examples of this would be if a player is injured and he's off the field getting treatment, according to what these morons are saying, no, he's actually on the field, he's on the line, and we'd have to stop the game, because you have to stop the game if someone's getting treatment on it's complete rubbish. They're making stuff up, and you'd never have to wait to bring the injured player off, back on, because he never left the field. According to what they're saying, he'd be on the line, and he wouldn't need the referee to say, "Oh yeah, come back on." And for that state of the matter, if every single throw-in would be a handball, because they would be on the field, because they'd have the ball in their hand. They're talking utter rubbish. These people get paid money to do this. These commentators were saying this. I was going, you're just full of crap. They know they're lying. Think how dumb they are. Yes, you're on the line if you're off the field. So a throw-in is a handball then. Oh yeah, but except for that. Well, where's that written in the law? Well, it's not. Well, where's it say in the law that if you're off the field, you're on the line? Well, that's not either. Yeah, but just trust us, bro. Just trust us. We know we're making up the rules, but yeah. And of course, that It doesn't really make any variance on this game, but next week it will. And that's what everyone's been saying. And it did happen this week when it really mattered. This is just awful. Awful. And the lies that come out of these people on TV and these referees, it's blatant lies. It's like, how can you possibly say if he's off the field, he's on the line? It's just stupid rubbish. Let's get on to the next goal for some reason. Again, one thing, if you take a snapshot from this game of what I was saying is why Brighton was so poor, is if you look at that, there's no shape there. It's just a cluster of players, not sure what they're doing as they're running back. And that's the real difference, where you've got tired legs from the midweek game of the players that are playing. The players that are rotated are the ones that give you the structure and stability, and they're not there. And it's all kind of just a mishmash, higgledy-piggledy. But this is what Villa are good at, exploiting the space in behind. Boff, chips over, look, takes the whole team out because there's no shape. No one's playing any sort of position. Guy takes the ball, gets a bit lucky, whaps it, goes in the net box because it takes a deflection. And that was pretty much summed up Brighton's day. I would use that goal if I was their manager or their coach to say, look, boys, that was our day. It was a weak shot. You're trying really, really hard. It's taking a deflection and it's gone in. You can see the state of the boys' faces here. They're just on the ground. Oh, God. Sometimes you just got to take a kick in. It sounds horrible, but you when you've got your chance to do it to someone else, you do it to them on the football field. And that's what's happening here. Aston Villa have got their time to just get some goals, and they're taking advantage of it. Let's get on to the next goal. Again, you can see Villa pouring forward, because obviously Brighton are pushing forward for some reason. Pouring forward. No, again, real shape. No real structure for their midfield. Clearly, they're going, like, why are you going forward? You're 3-1 down. Don't just be safe for 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Try to get a goal, because there's loads more time left in this game. And then see what you can do in the last 5-6 minutes of the game. But don't try to rush and try to, because the game gets out of hand otherwise, which it did. Again, poor game management, shall I say, poor game management. But watch this finish. This is quality. I can't take anything away from this strike. And there's a couple of points I want to make here. Bosh. The bend on it is quality. The keeper's not quite... The keeper's set. Like, the keeper should have this. But there's like an acceleration. I had a player that used to be able to do this. When they strike the ball, it seems to like it accelerates as the ball goes. Watch. And it seems like the ball picks up pace as it goes. It doesn't explode and then slow down like everybody else's strike. It seems to like leave and then accelerate, which is kind of strange. And that's what seems to happen there, with a bit of wifty curve on it. And it's a good strike. I think we've got one more goal to go. This is actually quite an interesting goal. Let me just show you right here. So as it's going in here, again, this is what I'm talking about, the disjointedness of what's going on. And Brighton aren't a disjointed team. 3, someone's missing, big gap, players kind of all over the place. And all of a sudden, watch this. Switched on midfield together here. As he goes, if you're a striker and you can make this run and your midfield is already picking you out, you're going to score some goals. He already sees them on the turn. This guy's playing everybody on side. Not that it matters apparently in this game because they make up rules. And away we go. Bumph goes in. Cool as you like. Oh, he's terrible at the football. But again, because there's no shape or structure, or people have honestly, they've given up. They've just given up. Someone comes in and just taps it into the box. There we go. Terrible, really. Overall, the standard of this weekend's refereeing is terrible. And stop thinking that it's because they're bad. It's not. They're doing it on purpose. They have to go through a long time to get to where they are. They are not incompetent. They are not doing this because they are wrong. They're doing it on purpose. As soon as you realise that, the sooner you can enjoy your football and just go, well, it's our turn this weekend. And I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football, or Rants Football at this point.